Welcome back to my concise circle strafe step tutorial. We'll quickly review the previous episode before moving on to the level 3s. The second level is someone who uses W and S only. You can counter them with swift matador movements. The backpedal stab is a recovery stab that works with any level circle strafe stab if you fail. In order to do it, you have to go to their side, turn to the direction that they're looking in, and backpedal while strafing into them. You have to stab them while looking at their back. There are also large differences between a level 2 and a matador. While the motions are similar, level 2 stabs are more swift and must be timed with the movement of your opponent. Basically, make swift matador movements when the opponent is moving forwards or just starting to back up. People who get matador normally don't back up. They usually only hold W and walk forwards and aim with their mouse, but people on level 2 will back up. This allows you to set up a backpedal stab if you mess up your first stab. The first 2 levels were easy to explain, but the stab will only get more complicated from here. We'll be talking about the level 3 stab, or circle strafe stabs for those whose strafing is the 3rd level. We'll talk about the theory of how the stab works, how to spot someone who's strafing on level 3, and how to counter people who are strafing on level 3. Then, I will quiz you to see if you can spot who is on level 3, and I'll also give a short introduction to the glue stab. Let's look at your average scout. Strafing side to side quickly to avoid fire. He shoots when you're directly in front of him. Pay attention to the keys he uses when he strafes. Notice anything familiar from the previous circle strafe stabs? They're only using the A and D keys, similar to the level 1. If you think about it, they're just making very short and tiny level 1 strafes from side to side. So do we counter this stab the same way we counter level 1? Not exactly. Your mindset when doing a level 1 stab is to outstrafe your enemy and reach their back. Your mindset when doing a level 3 should be to intercept the player's movement to get the stab. And what do I mean by that? Well, look at this scout strafing back and forth. You'll notice that he has 2 points where he stops strafing in a certain direction and switches to the other direction. If you manage to get into one of those points before your opponent can, you'll reach their back. You want to go for one of their 2 points before they strafe there, preferably the point that is empty. Try to go for one of their 2 points while they're strafing there. Remember, intercept them. If you go for one of their 2 points while they're strafing away from them, or when they approach the other point, it'll give them time to react and retreat. There is one exception, however. Those who are strafing side to side very quickly will manage to get an extra strafe in their strides. And when they're at one of their points, you want to run directly at them. Because they're strafing so quickly, they'll strafe away and back before they even realize what happened. Now some people strafe very quickly, so quickly that you can barely fit into one of the 2 points. This is called juking, and when they juke, it's hard to make out where the 2 points actually are. They're strafing back and forth so quickly, they're basically in the same spot for the entire time. There are 2 methods of countering this. Sometimes when people juke, they juke to the sides of you, and they don't shoot until they make one long strafe so that you're in the center of their screen. You can abuse this long strafe. You can intercept that strafe as long as you can notice your opponent's moving habits. This isn't 100% reliable, however, since it only works on some people who are juking in that method. What you can do instead is the glue stab. The simplest way I can put the glue stab is to run to their middle and strafe into their sides. You want to keep strafing into them until you can feel them trying to strafe against you. And what I mean by feeling is that you both are strafing into each other so that you both are blocking each other from strafing any further. Now, you want to stick to them like glue, hence the name glue stab. If you do this right, their view will be locked forwards and they will back up, giving you an easy backpedal stab. This stab will be very important for more advanced levels and for juking. Now sometimes, you'll need some extra time to figure out where those 2 points are, especially in the middle of a battle. Remember, don't stand still. Dodge bullets and projectiles, you're not invincible. You may also notice that sometimes you'll pull off all your steps perfectly, yet the opponent manages to break away. People who are strafing on level 3 can back up. They back up once they reach one of the 2 points. They normally never back up while in the middle of strafing from one point to another. This means that people who are juking can back away from you faster than people who are taking much longer strafes. Now, These people are backing away from you because you have your knife out, or you're disguised and they don't know which weapon you're holding. What you want to do instead is have your gun out, because then they won't be fearful that you'll try to trick stab them. You can hold out your gun, dodge their bullets or projectiles, and try to get close to them. Once you're close to them and at their side, you can pull out your knife last second and get the stab. Some people will aim while strafing in level 3, but will retreat in other levels like 1 or 4. These people are strafing in level 3/1 or 3/4. People in 3/1 will move in level 3 when you're at a distance, and switch to level 1 when you're up close. 3/4 is the same but with level 4 movements. To attack them, approach them like you would a normal level 3, but when you get close, be prepared to execute a level 1. Remember, when you're in level 3, you're aiming to walk into a spot to get to their back. When you're in level 1, you just want to aim to get behind their back. Sometimes, if someone is just too difficult to stab on level 3, you can just try to go straight for a backpedal stab. Sometimes you may mess up your level 3 circle strafe stab. It happens. The thing is, this is a circle strafe stab, and the thing about all circle strafe stabs are, they always turn into a backpedal stab if you fail. So, if you were to mess your first click, just try to go for the backpedal stab if you are able to.
Damn it.
Now, it's time for a quick quiz. Should the spy go to the empty spot, the spot the scout's in, or glue? The scout is making quick movements, but not fast enough to be juking. The spy will go to the spot the scout is in, because the scout will make an extra stride since he's moving so quickly. Again, should the spy go to the empty spot, the spot the scout's in, or glue? Glue. The scout is moving too quickly. Now finally, should the spy go to the empty spot, the spot the scout's in, or glue? The answer is glue again, because the scout is also moving really quickly. Too quickly for me to decide which spots he's actually going to. Here's a review of everything we talked about. The theory behind the movement, how to spot someone on these levels and how to counter them, the glue stab, how to get close to the enemy, 3/1 and a little bit of 3/4, using backpedal stabs and C2C against people who are too difficult to stab, and some recovery techniques. Next time we'll be talking about 3/4, we'll get more deeper into the glue stab, and we'll finally talk about level 4s and also the amazing level 4s. I'll see you there.